Well, looking like a fun Sunday. Weather's nice at least right now. I think it's supposed to get a little warmer today, but here's where we're at. Cherry picker's back out, which is never a good sign. Started going through everything on the motor, got everything disconnected, took the exhaust manifolds off, disconnected the fuel lines. The intake I popped off the other day when I was diagnosing the dead lifter and most likely wiped cam. Curious to see what that looks like once we get this out. Just disconnected the coolant lines. I got quick connects on the fan, so I just got to unhook the electrical there. Then, what do I got? I got a ground. No, that's the switched ground. Hot side goes to the battery, so this is almost done. Just disconnect this, unbolt the 4 bolts on the radiator, yank that out. Pretty much everything else I think should be able to stay on the motor. I'm going to try at least. I don't know how much room I have. Might have to grab a helper and yank this hood off for clearance because I'm trying to take the motor and the trans out together. Get this out, separate the trans, put this on a stand, and then basically I will take all of the front dress, the timing, alternator, water pump, all of that jazz, fuel pump, oil pressure, sender, everything pretty much. Essentially rip everything off of this. I might put these heads on the 502, but take all of that apart and throw it onto this thing. Then I got to flip it over, pull the pickup screen, which will most likely need a thorough cleaning, or I might just grab a new one if I can find the right part and it is available, just because I know that did eat a cam. So this probably has a ton of oil in it. We'll take a look at, kind of see what everything looks like once we get rolling. But this is a 50-ounce flywheel already. I got a 50-ounce balancer on the way. And that should be about it in terms of doing a quick flippity flop. I got a bunch of broken exhaust studs on these heads. 2 on this side, 3 on this side. I got a couple broken bolts in the oil pan that I got to address. I got 3. I don't know what it is. This block did not really want to come apart very well. But part of the game. I had it sitting on the shelf for a while, sitting over here in the corner, taking up space, and now I got a reason to use it. So today, ideally, the goal is to get that motor out, get them set up on the stands next to each other. Then I can do a little bit further investigation and diagnosis on this before I start dealing with threads, because that doesn't really seem like a fun Sunday activity, trying to get these bolts out. We'll see. See what the motivation level looks like later on today. Once I do some running around, I think I might run over to my buddy's shop and borrow his engine leveler, because that should make it significantly easier to pull the motor and trans out together. We'll see. I might lay it out and see what it looks like, see how it starts moving. If it gets complicated or gets goofy, then leveler it is. If not, then I'll try and save myself a 15-minute trip. But it is nice out, and I kind of want to jump on the bike, so maybe I'll do that anyway. Quick little update, and keep you posted when we start ripping this thing apart. Well, I thought I was filming, but I was not, so we're going to try this again. I got most of the motor stuff out, kind of set up, dropped the cross number underneath the car. Here's kind of what we're looking at. I'm going to find a good place to put you guys and try and see if I can do this without pulling the hood. I don't know if it's going to work. Might need to grab a helper and find out, but it is loose and floating. Just readjusted the chains to make it a little bit easier on myself since I'm doing this solo, but let's see how this goes. Okay, that's about as far as I can get it without pulling the hood, so I'm kind of dangling here right now. Let me see if I can get Dottie to come out and give me a hand real quick and keep going up with this thing. I got the hood off by myself and I forgot to turn the camera on. I'm impressed. All that working out I do in my free time. Motor's out, and we got room to mess around with the rest of this stuff. Get this back on the ground somehow and get the motor up on a stand so we can start swapping things over. Well, there you have it. Motor is out, trans is out, cross member sitting on the ground down there. Started painting some stuff white, I ran out. Crappy old can wasn't spraying that well, so I gotta run to the store, do that. I didn't clean up anything, it's down and dirty, just clean up the engine bay. Going white just so I can monitor leaks and all the problems. And when this thing's running and driving, I'm sure I'll regret it because it's gonna be filthy all the time. Here's the new 5.0 block. I put the oil pan back on real quick, just hit it with the hose and some oven cleaner. Started getting this cleaned up, prepped for paint because it does look pretty crusty. Still have not decided what I'm doing on these heads. I got 3 studs on here that don't look very fun to try and get out. A couple of oil pan ones I still got to fix as well. And got the was good until the lifters decided to grenade. Motor in the garage, ready to just kind of start undressing the front here. Trans down there, and that's pretty much where we're at. So motor pull video, I didn't take video of cleaning the block or anything like that. It's boring, arduous, and I'm kind of trying to jam here today on Sunday, get everything prepped so I can start working on the rest of that during the week. I think tomorrow the plan is to drop the drive shaft off at the drive shaft, not the drive shaft shop, but a drive shaft shop close to me, get that rolling. And while that's getting done, I can start putting the rest of the stuff back together. I'm still on the fence. I have not decided what I'm going to do. As of right now, my gut is saying that I'm going to rip these heads off of this block. I'm going to paint everything while it's still together. Just going to run to the store and grab some brushes. Hit it with some Rust-Oleum, high quality rusty metal primer. And I don't know what I'm doing for a top coat on there yet. I'm not overly concerned. I'm not looking for $1 million paint job. I just want it kind of clean and a little bit nicer to work on. I think I'm going to take these heads off of this motor and take the heads off of that motor to basically combine them, because this has the heavy-duty valve springs, or, you know, super strong valve springs for the other cam that grenaded. Makes more sense, I think, but I don't know if I'm going to put that crane cam in there yet, just because I'm running out of time before cold and winter and things like that get here. I do want to go through a bunch of the other mechanicals on this. I got to make sure brakes are dialed and everything else. So I don't really need the hot rod component of the motor yet. Yes, it would be easier putting the cam in now while I'm going through and doing the whole motor, but I've never run this trans. Don't know if it even works. I was told it does, but that's as good as, you know, somebody's word. The heads on this should be fine. So take the heads, take the oil pan, take the timing dress off. I got to double check how much metal is actually going to be in this block, since it did eat the lifter. All of that metal is probably in the oil pan somewhere. So a lot of cleanup, a lot of disassembly, a lot of checking things out, but that's kind of where we're at. So realistically, it's easier to pull the heads, throw on new head gaskets, put the ones with the heavy duty springs on this block. Even if I run it with a stock cam, I've never done it. I don't know what that's gonna do. I don't know if it's gonna be super hard on the stock cam. It is a roller, so hopefully that should help a little bit, but I have no idea if there's gonna be repercussions for running too stiff of springs. I don't think so, because I know a big issue on the 5.0s is valve spring float. So stiffening that up should make it hold a little bit better at higher RPMs. Not that I'm planning on beating the living crap out of the 5.0. The other option, or the other advantage to that, is if I can get this thing back together, slapped together, fix the cross member, get the exhaust actually hooked up on the car, there might be a chance to try and get up to the track, get baseline number on just the 5.0 swap, stock 5.0 swap, see what happens, and then throw the cam in, start messing around with all the other fun parts, ported heads and whatnot. Go from there. Who knows? I will update you guys tomorrow when I get a little bit more of a full game plan, but that's kind of where we're at now. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Hope you enjoy another motor pull video. Yay. Having fun. Take it easy.